It says my browser has lost connection with the camera. Why does it keep losing connection to my camera? That's weird. How's the audio? What's up, everyone? I'm trying this new little lav mic. My brother bought me a little lav mic for Christmas. I'm having to play games because it doesn't exactly fit on this computer for now. But I need a shorter cable so I can. Normally, I have. You can't really see it. Well, here we go. Normally, I have this cable, which is an extension cable. What's up, Vince? Can you hear me? Does it work? Is it loud? Is it too quiet? How's it going? Normally, this extension cable goes to the camera, so I can move the camera away from the computer more. But this thing is like a little T-square. So if I plug it directly into the computer, it overshadows the other thing. Is it better than when I use these headphone-y things? Which I'm going to have to put on anyways because the speaker in this computer is toast. But, yeah. If anyone wants to join in, they are more than welcome to. In fact, I'd really like some people to join in and hang out. Good. Glad to hear it. That's a good thing. I don't know how I'm going to keep using it, but it should work. I mean, it should work. It should be fine. Should be good. Come on, join in. We haven't seen you on stream in a long time. It's New Year's Eve. Come join in. Hang out. Not really doing anything. I'm actually cleaning is all I'm doing. I've been cleaning for 2 days straight. Actually, I've been cleaning for about 4 days straight because the weather got good and I started cleaning out in the yard. Started blowing leaves around, and what I couldn't blow, I took the grinder and leaf vacuum and ground them all up. And I use a leaf vacuum. I don't like pick them up. It's got a huge bag. I don't pick them up. I grind them up and spit them right back out on the ground. I leave the bag open, just let them go back out on the ground, but they're all ground up. They're not just piles of leaves. It reduces the pile plus spreads them out a little bit, so they're not just piles. They're kind of flat. But anyway, out from shoulder surgery. So just been sitting around. Well, come join in, man. Hang out. Chit chat. We haven't seen you on a stream in a long time. You need to come hang out with all of us there, folkeage that don't know what we're doing because we're clueless. But I was going to do a little cleaning and a little waxing and wax all my tops, all my tools that haven't been waxed in a while. I might build a charcuterie board for my cousin. The hell was that? Oh, that was him popping in. It's Vince.
Yes, it is.
What's up, dude?
Oh, just chilling.
Just chilling. Y'all strapped up and freaking hung and plasticized and Velcroized.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm working on a printer that I picked up from auction. Paid about $65. It said appeared new, and it ended up not being new. But the only thing I really found wrong with it was they did not switch the power supply from 220 to 115.
Yeah. That'll do it. I gotta put my headphones on because
outside of them taking the time to put it together and then take it apart, I've been spending part of the night just getting it kind of tweaked out and getting it printing and little issues. I had some major layer shifting on the y-axis. I don't know how well that shows up. This little calibration cube just kind of printed at an angle. I loosened the tension on the belt. That helped a little bit, but in the end, the coupler wasn't tightened all the way down, so it was allowing the stepper to spin.
Smashing. Pairing. I gotta get my headphones on because the speaker in this is shot and I can barely hear you.
I can barely hear through the StreamYard.
Okay, why isn't it pairing? Remove.
I changed some settings.
Come on now. This old computer is old. I really want a new one.
Hopefully that works
Really
out. I can hear
need a
better.
new one. Everything on this thing is antique. What are you pairing with? Nothing's even selected for you to pair with, you piece of junk. Turn Bluetooth off, I said. It won't even let me turn the Bluetooth off. Bluetooth not available. Uh-oh. I wonder if the Bluetooth chip in this freaking computer crapped out. I mean, it is like a 12, 13-year-old computer, so I can't really complain. Unless this thing's Bluetooth and it's freaking it out. The mic, which would really suck.
Am I echoing?
I can pair with the speaker, it says. Where is the speaker? Do I have the speaker out here? Did I bring it back inside? I think I brought it back inside because I never... Oh, no, it's right here. I wonder if this will connect. I have a feeling this mic thing is screwing with the Bluetooth.
I don't know. I haven't used this thing in so long. I feel like I'm hearing myself echo.
Wow, that's probably because it's going through the mic and back. I might not be able to use this. Yeah, because now it's giving me all kinds of weird errors. I wonder if this is some kind of Bluetooth connector. This is the receiver for the lav mic, which would suck. Because then I can't use other speakers. Unless I hardwire this one, which I can do. Where's the cable? I got cables for everything, everywhere. But I wonder if that will just feed back because it's using a regular speaker instead of the headset. Only one way to find out, right?
Yep.
Oh, it just freaked out. Okay, let's try that. Speak. Talk. I need to hear your
testing,
voice
1, 2,
through
3.
the mic. Huh?
I said testing, 1, 2, 3.
It's really quiet.
What, still having a hard time hearing me?
Yeah. The problem is it feeding back now? We getting double take, echoing.
Well, let me.
Are you getting echoing? Oh, where'd he go? I don't know if this lab mic is going to be any good for this. It works inside. I played with it inside, but I have a feeling it's going to give me issues out here because this thing's so old. I wonder if this is Bluetooth and I don't need this sender at all, if I can connect directly to this. There's no instructions for this thing. It says plug this in, plug this in. When this turns blue and that turns green, it's connected. That's literally all the instructions say. Charge it. It says nothing at all. Who else is streaming right now? I might join somebody else's stream and screw with them so I can get this all working. And crap. Come on. You can load sometime today, computer. God, I need a fast computer out here. This is just insane. Zolan streaming. Might have to go in. Yeah, I don't know if the echo's me, though. I have a feeling your echo was me because of this lav mic picking up the speaker. I might have to not use this lav mic out here. It works inside because it's a newer computer. But I have a feeling this thing's screwing with the everything because it's obviously screwing with my Bluetooth. And it's not letting me. Okay, I'm back. Now, settings, audio, internal. Why won't anything connect? No, the Bluetooth won't work at all. So I'm using the mic right here. Well, this isn't working. This is not good. What's going on with this thing? Huh? How is life, everybody? Welcome to the new year, not quite. It says it's pairing, but pairing to what? Why is it not discovering anything? The Bluetooth doesn't want to discover the headset anymore. I'm used to connect to these things, no problem. No problem at all, it used to do. So,
Hey, we're back.
yeah, I'm getting so much vibration backfeed, though, through these speakers. These speakers are shot. And for some reason, it won't pair to this headset anymore, which it used to do with no problem. Why is it not pairing to the headset? Why won't it pair anymore? It used to have no problems. It used to just do it.
Oh, it's the last thing to.
I might have to go grab one of the other sets and see if it's this or if it's that thing that screwed it all up. Because it says it's pairing, but there's nothing for it to pair to. Unless it's trying to pair to my computer that's all the way in the house.
All right.
This
You
is
able to hear me? Yeah.
I can hear you fine, other than my speakers are all shot.
I keep hearing an echo on my side, but
Yeah, well, that's probably because my speakers are vibrating back through the thing because it's not letting me pair to the mic. Either one of them now. What's Zolan doing? Is he doing anything fun and exciting? I might go over to there and figure this out later.
yeah, I'm just trying to do a print on this printer, and it's printing good. I mean, I finally got it. I'm just trying to do a print on this printer, and it's printing good. I finally got it. Get rid of that background noise.
Yeah,
But yeah,
me.
it's got like a built-in RGB light on the hot end. So it's kind of cool. I flashed it up to the newest version of Marlin, just to play around with it.
Are you using your phone instead of your computer?
Yeah, because my computer's facing away, and the phone I can spin around, but I can connect to with a
All right, this isn't going to
computer.
work. I kill it. Everyone, go over to Zolon's and I'll try again later since he's streaming anyways. I was only going to stream because nobody else was. Because the whole computer is just acting weird now, and I have a feeling it's because I plugged this stupid thing into it. I don't know if this thing's Bluetooth or some kind of Wi-Fi thing or what it is. But now the whole Bluetooth setup won't let me do anything. Come on, baby, connect.
It's just technology.
Not seeing any devices.
Maybe you need to reboot.
I did that. That's what I did. There it is. Now it's connected. I think this thing automatically went over. Yes, it did. So now I'm using this as the mic and the headset. So can I turn this mic on now? Or will it screw it up? That is the question. All right. Which one is it using now? All right. So I'm using this mic and this headset. And everything seems to be working. Is it working?
I hear you fine.
I can't hear you. Why can't I? There we go. I had the volume down. Speak. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right, and I can hear you now. It only took me. That was probably loud, huh?
Yeah, I don't even hear the echo anymore.
Yeah, well, that's because I was using the external speakers before. Where now I've got the headset as my speakers, and this mic, the lav mic, which should be better than the headset speakers, correct?
It sounds good.
Yeah. And your sound's halfway decent. All right, we're set up. It only took 10 minutes. Just for that, I need an orange or a tangerine or a clementine or whatever this is, and I need to reset this thing because it's flopping all over the place.
Yeah, waiting for this thing to finish printing. But yeah, it's kind of a cool little printer. It's got an LED light on it. You can change the colors. It does the status lighting, so when it's heating up, it turns red, and then it'll switch over to whatever you had it set at.
What printer is it?
It's the I don't know how you pronounce it, BIQ or whatever. Anyway, BIQU B1.
Oh, so it's the Big Tree Tech one.
Yeah, it's got the 32-bit board and the touch screen.
Yeah, that's
like I said. It wasn't new. It said it appears new. It was obvious it had been prior assembled because it was still partially assembled, and pieces just floating around. But for $65, I got it off the auction place that I get printers from. But yeah, it was giving me a little fit. I finally got where the bed was leveled, and then the biggest problem I had was constantly shifting on the y-axis, and I loosened the belt a little bit, and it helped a little bit, but then all of a sudden it was squealing and then really skipping, and then I looked at the coupler on the or the gear, the tooth gear on the Y stepper. It wasn't even tightened down, so it was just slipping. Fixed that, and now the printer's printing fine, nice and quiet, minus the case fan.
I've had other people that call me up and be like, I can't get my printer to work right. And the first thing I do is look at the 110-220 switch, and you flip it, and the thing works fine.
Yeah, like I said, it was still set for 220. I'm like, well, if they put this together and then turn it on and nothing happened, then it tells you in the instructions to, switch it. So their misfortune was my gain. It's a nice little printer. I mean, 235 by 235 by 270. So, pretty much your Ender 3 style.
Yeah, that's what they are.
But just a nice little color touch screen. It didn't have the memory card, or the manual, but pretty much everything else was with it. I'm sorry, it didn't have diagonal snips, but
who cares?
I've got like, I don't know, like 6-7 pairs of those.
I'm throwing out safety glasses today. It's a new year and a new pair.
Well, I'm printing one of those 2023 glasses for my sister. I figured I'd do some kind of a nice little test print and test it out. It's printing nice.
Ooh, I can actually see through these. I buy these because I need readers. They have a little, I don't know if you can see them. They have little readers on the bottom.
Actually, I don't even see you. I only see me.
How do you know? Oh, because of the thing. Because you're on the phone.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I got you in, that's right.
Yeah, because I don't see you.
Because I was playing. There we go.
All right. That's better.
I bought some new, I didn't buy them. When I buy safety glasses, I need the reader. They got readers on the bottom.
Uh-huh.
So when I buy them, it's cheaper to buy them. I buy like a dozen pair.
Uh-huh.
And then they're only like $4 for safety glasses. So once a year or once or twice a year, I take 2 or 3 of the ones that are really scratched up or throw them out, open a new one. So this is my last pair. I got to order more, but I can actually see through these. This is so pleasant. They're not all scratched up and fogged over. And I've tried that. Matter of fact, I got it out here somewhere. So I was trying it again the other day. That compound that everyone talks about where you can clean them, remove the scratches. It don't work. It just fogs the whole thing over on me.
Maybe it only works on certain types of material.
Yeah, well, I think these have a coating on them.
Yeah, like when I got my
coating.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I got these glasses and stuff, they told me there's a coating on it, so you have to be careful what you use to clean them.
Yep, I have a feeling that whatever that crap is, that plastic cleaner, just doesn't. It just screws it up worse than it helps. I tried everything. I tried freaking a buffing wheel. I've done it to like 5 or 6 different pairs, thinking I was doing something wrong. It ain't me. It just don't work on these glasses, and they're not that expensive.
Like I say, if they're cheap enough, they're disposable.
Yeah,
as long as you get enough use out of them.
I never get enough use out of them. I beat the crap out of them. Within a week, they're barely seeable. What's the problem? But I would like to get longer. I got to order more. Again, the problem is I have to order like a dozen at a time. So I got to spend $40-$50 with shipping and everything to get them again. Otherwise, it's $15 a pair.
Yeah,
I got them with the readers, which is
but I mean, if you go through them in a decent enough amount of time, it's good to have them. And then that way you don't have to wait.
Oh yeah, I like I said, I ordered a dozen, and the last time I ordered was like 3 years ago.
This thing's printing really nice, and I sliced this in Prusa slicer with in an Ender 3 V2 setting, and just changed for the most part, changed the bed size, dimensions. So prints fine. Like I said,
Well, that's
it gets
basically
good
all that
quality.
thing is, isn't it?
Do what? Yeah, it's
That's
just pretty much
basically
an
what
Ender
that thing
3.
is just an Ender. An Ender clone with a 32-bit board is about really the only difference. It's not even direct drive, is it?
No, but like I said, it's got the little LED on it that you can change colors and illuminate, and it came with a BL Touch adapter, so you can put a BL Touch on it, which I've got a knockoff that I got off of an auction for, I don't know, like less than $10. I have yet to test it, but what's cool is when you connect the harness for the BL Touch, on the back of it, it's already got a port to just plug directly in and then activate it in the controls to turn it on.
Yep. Yeah, that's cool.
So I may do that to play around with it, but I mean, right now I've got the bed leveled. I did the manual mesh, made adjustments for my Z height. First layer goes down nice, smooth. I mean, I don't really
Yeah,
even need a
no,
BL Touch. It's working fine.
yep. I never use auto leveling. I find it just time consuming and a waste. I can spend if you run auto leveling like 2 or 3 times, I could spend about the same amount of time once mechanically level the bed and never need auto leveling again.
Well, most printers I've gotten off the auction site, some of them, like there was one Ender 3V2, the glass bed was just gouged. The nozzle was rounded. It was so bad. I
Yeah, they stoved
put a
it.
replacement. I put the replacement nozzle in, put another glass bed in that I had laying around as an extra. Leveled out the bed. It prints fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But I've been doing this since 2014, so I've learned a thing or two on bed leveling.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Well, see, that's just me too. I wish they'd teach people to level the bed properly mechanically and screw the auto
well,
leveling. Just
the
auto
thing is,
leveling is just compensating for an error. It's not
yeah.
correcting the error. It's compensating for an error. And I'd rather correct the error.
Well, now what I'll do sometimes on with the glass beds and stuff, if I level out the 4 corners and the 4 corners are fine, but the center is low, I put a piece of painter's tape down the center, raise it up a little bit.
Exactly.
And it just makes a quick adjustment. And then it's the opposite. If the center's high and the others are low, I'll put strips on the outside.
Yep.
It works, and I never really have to worry too much about it. I've only started playing with the manual mesh leveling just for making adjustments. Like this, the center of this, because it's got the magnet and the flex sheet, which is like super thin, but the center is down a little bit, and I'm like, I just compensate for it in the software, and it's printing fine.
Their flex sheet is too thin.
Yes, but it is nice because it's double-sided already, because I've already gouged part of the upper front from trying to get this thing leveled before
That's
I
the other
finally
thing
got
I
it.
don't get. I don't get why people think the double sheet is good, because you print on one side, you screw it all up, you flip it over, it's going to create a valleys and lows, because now the backside that you're adhering to isn't flat anymore. So now you're
Well, that probably depends on how bad you've gouged it.
Yeah, but still, that whole double sheet thing is just get another.
Well, this
sheet.
is just nice because where it gouged it or dragged across it is all the way up in the front, pretty much in an area that you don't generally print out to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just
still,
nice that if I wanted to, now that I've got it set up, if I wanted to, I could just flip it over and just use the other side. Of course, I'd have to re-level just to make sure there was nothing out adjustment. No, but this little printer, I mean, now that I've got it, fixed, it's
they're
great.
supposed to be a halfway decent printer. A lot of people rave about them.
It's quiet. If it wasn't for the case fan that you can hear, which is not really loud, but you can hear it, the rest of the printer is quiet.
Really? Yeah. Well, it's a BQ. I mean, it's a big tree tech. That was their thing. Is use their board, use their silent drivers.
Yep.
Use all
Well,
their
like I said,
stuff.
I was able to pick it up for 65. Actually, I could have got about 10% off if I would have hung around and said this thing is not appears new. This is obviously used, and they would have gave me a 10% discount, so I could have saved like another $6.
Yeah, who cares? You got a deal.
Oh yeah, yeah. Either way you look at it, I got a deal on. And like I said, it in essence was still for the most
Hey,
part new.
Subsector.
It's just they didn't after they assembled it that day. They did not switch that power supply over.
Yeah, I've done that. I can't tell you how many times I've had friends like, "Oh, I'm getting into 3D printing. You're into it," and I'm like, "Yeah." It won't work. What do I do? I said, "Flip that stupid power switch." They're like, "What?" I said, there's a power switch. They're almost always set up for 220 because that's what the rest of the world does. Like everyone but us. It's like flip that switch, and I bet it'll run. And like 80% of the time it works.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I spent a little bit of between last night and this morning just messing with it and getting it all fixed. But like I said, I was tracking down why it was skipping, and it was like like I said, the calibration cube was the first thing I tried to print, and it was just shifted. And then
Yeah.
I loosened the belt tensioner, and then it stopped, and it was fine. And I'm like, okay, well maybe the belt was too tight. But then all of a sudden, I printed out um, just a whole flat sheet, almost like 80% of the build area, just a flat sheet, just to see highs and lows, or make sure everything's looking good. And it on the right hand side of the bed was fine, but as you got towards the front, because of the Y, it wasn't reaching all the way where it was supposed to. And then all of a sudden, it would just start acting up, and I'm like, okay, something's not right. And I'm checking the wheels, making sure that the eccentric nuts are just not too tight, but just tight enough. And then as I was playing around with the bed, I kept hearing this squealing and stuff. And then the slipping got worse. And then that's when I took a look at the
Yeah, the
stepper,
pulleys.
and it's like it popped right off. I'm like, it wasn't even screwed on tight,
Yeah,
just barely on there.
that's one of the first things I look for on bad printers. I usually go right to that power supply, then I go and I make sure all the little grub screws are tight on all the pulleys, and they're lined up to the flat spot.
Yep.
Can't tell you how many times they've got it semi tight, but it still slips every once in a while because it's not actually on that
Literally,
flat spot.
I don't think the grub screws were tightened. Like
Ever
maybe the
good.
one on the back side, but the one on the flat side definitely was not, because it did start to slip and spin around. Probably
Yep.
when I took the tension off of it, it wasn't um, too bad, and then it just made it worse. But yeah, in the end, I did a little cube, and it came out fine. So then I started print that big square again. Got about, I don't know, maybe 1/10 of the way. It's like, yeah, it's working. Once it got to the point where it was messing up before, I was like, yeah, it's working now. So I'm happy. I had nothing else to do, so
Yeah, well,
I got my proof. I'm over at the house with
yeah.
my sister, so since I can't do anything, I can't drive, so I don't even start physical therapy until next week.
Okay, what did I do with the
So
wax? Here it is. The wax. I think I need a new piece of sock. I need a new can of wax, I think. Oh, no. Still about a third full. Wax and tools. Ooh, that stuff stinks. It's got a wicked chemical smell. What is in it? Some kind of
bless you.
oil-based wax, I think. Warning. Jeepers.
Bless you again.
Thank you. Anyways, that's going to wax stuff, but I'm really not in the mood to do anything.
Yeah,
Just
after I had
Vegemite.
oneness, I got online, was looking up all kinds of videos, so that way when I go to pick it up, I knew what I was getting into, and it's like, yes,
Yeah, well,
it seems nice. I figured worst case scenario, even if the printer itself sucked, I had the power supply, the control board, and the touch screen. If anything, that alone was worth $65.
yeah, well, again, it's almost risk-free if it's fairly new, even if it doesn't work, because like you say, you get parts off of it.
Oh yeah, I've got like, so I got three of the Ender boards, the 4.22 and two of the 4.227s that I can put in some of the older machines. So I got some nice quiet boards that I was going to put probably one of those, because they're 32-bit, put it into my Ender 5.
I have an Ender 5 in the other room, brand spanking new.
I
They
put
assembled
mine
on
together,
Lightspeed.
did a couple of test prints on it, and it's just been setting. Because I just use my Prusa. I don't print a whole lot at times, so when I do need something and I just don't want to having to deal with anything, I'll just fire it off at the Prusa and let it go.
Yeah, see, I find the Prusa more of a, although mine's not really a Prusa anymore. But I have a feeling some stuff got cracked or shifted in shipping. I got Sergio sent me one. He
Ah,
sent me one of his Prusa bears. Thing's freaking gorgeous. He built the thing so perfectly. I mean, pretty wise, all the wires are like perfectly run, and
yeah.
it's the bright red frame, and
Well, that's cool.
it's just freaking gorgeous. But I don't. My problem is I don't have the. I'm scared to take it apart and fix it because it's so pretty. I'm just gonna screw it up.
Well, that's the one thing I did like, because when I got mine, being a kid, taking that time and putting it together, that really helped. So, like, when I work on a printer, I pretty much know how the
Oh,
mechanics of
I
a
know how
printer
to fix
works.
it. I mean, I know how to fix it, how to
No, I
work
mean,
on it.
I'm just saying, when I got mine, because it was a kit and putting it together, it made it so much nicer, because then I know how things work. Before, I would be like, I don't know if I want to dig into this. Well, now it's just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, again, I'm not worried about fixing it in the sense of fixing it. I know how to fix it. I don't mind working on him. Like I said, he just did it so absolutely gorgeous with the wiring and everything. That's what I don't want to screw with, because it's just perfect. And the minute I start tearing into it, it's never going to go back together so clean. I mean, it'll work. I can make it work, no problem. I'll just never get it that pretty again. That ain't dry yet because it's spreading it. Let it dry a minute or two. Trying to rush it.
I still got 3 hours on this.
Yeah, I don't really read chat when I'm running around. 3 hours. Oh, I'm printing a thing too. I should check on my computer. Anyway, so what else is up, man? How was your Christmas?
It wasn't too bad. It just sucks being, I couldn't get out to drive, so I'm pretty much just being shuttled around. But yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Didn't you just have your knee or something done way back? I don't know, a couple years ago,
Well,
year or two ago.
I was off because I tore my meniscus, but they weren't going to do any surgery for fear that it would make,
Make it worse.
like, you got arthritis in your knee. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, well, my knees are sore, yeah, but
Don't ever let them freaking do a torn meniscus freaking tear surgery. I've
like
had
I
it
said,
done, and it
they
made it
didn't.
worse, not
Yeah, they
better.
didn't want to. So they didn't, and then I think I might have tore the other one in the other knee. But he's like, it's going to be the same story. I don't want to do anything. He said, just do some exercises, strengthen your knee up.
Yep.
So
Stabilize your knee so it doesn't make it any worse. don't let them do this surgery. I mean, I had to. Mine was so bad that they kind of had to. They removed it. They removed
Well,
the
they
whole
said
meniscus.
the cartilage on the inner portion of the knee is worn down compared to the outer part, and he said somewhere down the line you're going to need knee replacements.
Yeah.
It's just too early to consider them. I'm
When
like,
I
I
had
just
mine,
got to get 4 years, a smidge over 4 years before I'm retired, and then I can deal with whatever.
when I had mine done, they went in with a camera beforehand,
Uh-huh.
and at the regular doctor's office, it was kind of cool. You could see it, and he's like, "All right," because I had they couldn't do like a CAT scan or whatever because
Uh-huh.
I have so much metal in me from all my other surgeries. So he's like,
Yeah,
"Well, we got this."
MRIs
He
are
was
out.
all happy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
MRIs are out of the question.
yeah, he was all happy. He's like, "I got this new camera thing. You willing to try it? It won't cost you anything. It won't even bill your insurance because it's brand new and I want to just play. And you're the perfect subject." I'm like, "Go for it, man. I'm all in."
Yeah, you said
So,
the magic word, free.
yeah. Well, I actually had insurance at the time they were doing it,
No, but
so
I
I
mean,
didn't
it's
really
like,
get rid of. Yeah,
you don't have to worry
I
about
was into it.
deductibles. No
It was like,
deductibles or
is it gonna?
copays.
Yeah, he's like, you're not gonna get grossed out by it or anything, are you? Because you're awake. They numb up your knee and they drill a little hole through the skin, and then they fish the camera around. A lot of people, get sick to their stomach seeing that. I'm like, nah, I think that's cool as crap. I could sit there and watch that stuff all day long, especially when it's my own. It bothers me even less. So, anyways, they stuck the camera in there, and your meniscus is like this, whitish, cartilagey, yellowish, white stuff. Mine actually looked like, no lie, the doctor, like, he was like, took a deep breath and was kind of like, when he saw it, it literally looked like a field of hay. It was just shredded. He went
Yeah,
in and because they pull the skin back away from your knee. They actually pull it. It's amazing how flexible your skin is. And he's going around, and it looked like a field of hay. He's like, that's got to go. It's just binding up in all your joints, and he's like, I got to take that out. You're just going to be in constant pain.
Yeah, when they fixed the rotator cuff, there was arthritis and stuff they had to clean out, and they said they had to do a little bit of work to the shoulder. Well, it started out, I tore part of my bicep. There's 2 attachment points at the top. One of them popped while I was trying to torque out a screw from a fan to fix it. And he's like, well, it's cosmetic. It's still attached on the other side. You're fine. I'm like, okay. He goes, well, I want to check your shoulder, make sure you didn't do anything to your shoulder. I was like, well, my shoulder's been hurting me for years. And he says, well, we'll just check it. And he said, yeah, you tore your rotator, the one tendon and ligament. He said, you tore it completely off. It's completely detached. I'm like, could that have happened before? Because like my shoulder's been sore for years. He goes, no, that's arthritis that's bothering your shoulder. That and bone spurs. He goes, no, this is fresh. So he's like, if you do this, it'll basically just help you out, especially with what I do, because I was finding that while I was waiting before surgery, anything I had to do above my head with my right arm would just hurt. I just couldn't really put much force when trying to push and stuff from above. But I start rehab, and hopefully in about 2 months, I'll be good to go.
2 months?
Yeah, they said about 12 weeks total be off. So I've been off almost a month. So and that's just being in the sling. I'll have to be in the sling for another couple of weeks, but with the rehab, I'll slowly get to the point where I can be out of the sling. But they got to basically allow the tendon thing to attach and heal.
Yeah.
So that right there eats up. Yeah, so that pretty much eats up a good month, almost a month and a half.
Tendons never truly heal.
Well, it's either tendon or ligament, whatever the attachment is. But they said it, Pretty much. And then from what I've read, yeah, you can re-tear it. Sometimes it may just not even take.
Yep. Been there, done that.
So
They won't even do the they used to do the cortisone shots for my shoulders back in the day, and they won't even do that anymore. They're like, nope, you've been overdosed in it or something. It's at the point where if they do it anymore, it actually makes it weaker.
yeah.
So it'll just keep happening. They're like, nope, you're at the point of surgery. They're like, well, I don't have insurance, so that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, they told me with my knees and stuff, like if I need a shot, I can get a shot every now and then. But they said pretty much just strengthen the knee. It, the arthritis will make it a little sore. Take something for pain. That's about it.
Yep. That's the other thing. It's funny when back in the day when I broke my neck and crap, I could live on Percocets and Darvocets and morphine and all kinds of crap, and it made me happy. Now I take a Percocet, I'm like sick as a dog. It makes me like I feel like crap. I can't take them anymore. I don't want to take them. They usually make me feel worse than the pain makes me feel.
Yeah, pretty much. If I have any pain, I just take some ibuprofen.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm an ibuprofen and Tylenol. I actually bounce between the two. I use the ibuprofen because that's actually, people don't realize ibuprofen's anti-inflammatory. It's not actually a painkiller. And Tylenol's a painkiller. It's a node canceller or whatever, makes it so your brain doesn't feel pain.
That failed.
So I usually take ibuprofen in the morning because that cuts the inflammatory, keeps it from swelling.
Yeah.
And then noontime, take a Tylenol. And then before bed, take another ibuprofen. And that's about all I take now. I don't even dose up. I don't take a bunch of them. I'll just take ibuprofen in the morning, take a Tylenol at lunchtime, and another ibuprofen at bedtime. And a lot of times I don't even do the ibuprofen at bedtime anymore.
Well, sucks. Like
I'm just so used to it.
An hour.
What'd you do? Screw up your print?
Well, it detached on one spot and peeled up, and then it was getting hit by the print head as it was coming. It warped a little bit, so it was catching. I was only an hour in, so I just peeled it off. It just now restarted. I'm gonna send the Z offset just a little bit closer.
Or just put glue stick on it.
It's a flex sheet. I could just throw some. If my sister had hairspray, I just put a little little
fan of hairspray. People, I remember back in the day, people freaking spraying their printer down with that crap, and then you hear them like a month later whining because the thing won't move right, and it's like, yeah, no kidding, you got hairspray in every wheel and every bearing and everything.
Yeah, that's why you don't do it on the printer.
Yeah, I know, but that's a given because they're just gonna do it. They're gonna.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, oh, one time won't hurt. Shiny, slippery board. Cheap melamine. Over a freaking cabinet drawer.
Now, if I really want something, instead of using this little sheet that they got, just get me another PEI one, just like I have for my push. Actually, I got a couple. Oh shit! Am I a little too close now? Okay.
I'm running out of paper towel. I only got about 100 more in the house. These are the Amazon brand paper towels. They're actually pretty good. I mean, they're cheap paper towel. Don't get me wrong. They're not like Bounty or any of the brand names. But for this kind of work, they're not as soft. They're a little stiffer, which is actually good.
I'm going to cancel this one. Now I'm too close. And yet I didn't change anything.
That's not good. That sounds like the sensor switch, whatever that sets it, is off or loose. That's another one I've seen a lot of times is the oh, I can't get the bed to level. Every time it starts, it's a different height. It's like, when was the last time you tightened the switch? What do you mean? There's a switch that it homes to.
Well, this one's got that little rod on a spring or a screw with a
Yeah, that
spring.
you've got a auto bed leveling, a BL Touch or a knockoff BL Touch.
Yeah,
I'm not,
well, I mean, I've got
not,
a CR Touch as well that I picked up, but I never put it on any of my enders yet. Let's see.
wax on, wax off, baby. I spent like an hour, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday. It's been warm, really, really warm here.
Mm-hmm.
And opened the garage doors, and I just took the leaf blower, and I went through like 3 batteries on this stupid thing, because I'd blow the whole place down. And of course, a lot of it goes out the door, but a lot of it doesn't. So I'd close the doors, let it settle down, open the doors back up, and just blow it right the frick out again. So I got most of the soft dust out, not all of it, a good bit of it. But I really kind of cleaned this place yesterday, the last couple of days. It's still freaking a disgusting mess. I gotta get rid of some crap. I got people that keep bringing me scrap wood, and it's like, yeah, it's nice to have, but I hate cluster. I hate the cluster of it. Let's clean the pretty expensive bandsaw that I won. I love my bandsaw. It's a nice bandsaw. The best part of my nice bandsaw? It was free! Free! Free is the best bandsaw ever.
Yep. All right, now recheck this and.
Free bandsaws are the best bandsaws, especially when they're this nice. This is a nice bandsaw. This is it's not a perfect bandsaw. There's definitely, if I was buying one, I probably wouldn't buy this, but you couldn't go wrong if you did buy it, put it that way. It's got I don't know if you saw, I actually did a review on it, finally, like a week or 2 ago. I uploaded it. It's already, the tabletop rusting too. I need to get a better wax or cover. This wax really isn't great for my super humid location where I live on the shoreline. Everything's so humid all the time. That freaking brand new top. It's not even 6 months old, and it's got freckles. It's got the freckles going on. The rusty freckles. I should almost scrub it with a cloth, but I'm not gonna, because I don't have a proper scrubby. Need a I should order some of those.
All right. Hopefully that'll work now. Yeah, the settings definitely on the height are off than what it was. I turned it off, turned it back on, and went to start printing, and it was like, nope, now it's too close. And nothing changed. Like, even when I peeled it off, I didn't move anything. I just wasn't much of the print on there, so.
Cool. Yeah, I got to bring the Ender 5 back to Mikey. He's going to do it today, but it's just too crappy out, and he's just up. If I do it tomorrow, I can con my brother into doing the driving, and then I don't have to drive to London and back. I don't like driving. It's funny, I used to build dragsters because I was all into driving when I was younger. Now I don't even want to get in the car. If I can avoid driving, I do. My mother was laughing today because I ordered some crap from Walmart and have it delivered.
Mhm.
People don't realize if you order from Walmart, if you do $35 or more, it's free shipping. But they kind of come whenever they come. It's not like Amazon. So I ordered some stuff, I don't know, a week ago. Like the last 3 days, the trucks have been showing up, and they can't just box it all together. No, 8 different freaking shippings. Like, I really don't mind if you just wait until they're all shipped together. But I get they actually do it at different stores or warehouses or whatever. That's right.
Yeah.
It's just smudging it. But still, I think I don't know. Amazon here has gotten actually better. At first, I didn't like the Amazon trucks because Amazon delivers everything themselves here now. It used to be UPS and FedEx, but now everything is Amazon self-delivered. And they're actually pretty good, which is surprising. They weren't at first. They were dropping it off on, 3 houses over and 2 roads in another town. And it was funny. But they've gotten pretty good now. But they do the same thing. You order, I'll deliberately like put stuff in my cart, just junk I need but don't need today kind of thing. I'll just keep putting it in the cart, and when I hit like 30 or 40 bucks or whatever, or a Sunday, I'll go order and actually have it shipped. And I'll get trucks all week. 2 things will show up on one day and another will show up on another. And it's like, and they do have a group it all together thing, which I don't know if people realize. If you go into your preferences and you say, save all the stuff and ship it all in one box, they give you a couple of bucks discount sometimes, or they give you a lot of times they give you a $1 Amazon credit for video or music.
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
fine
I've seen
because I
that.
use the Amazon Prime videos, but they still ship them all in different boxes. They're like, whatever, give me my freaking $1 or $1.50 off the next movie I watch, and I usually just let it build up until there's the 8 or 10 bucks that they get for a movie. Like that's how I watched the new Top Gun movie.
Yeah, that was actually good. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it was good right up until like the last third. The whole escaping from the freaking place where they like went right into the airfield and just stole a jet.
It just happened to be an old relic.
Yeah, it just happened to be one that they knew how to fly, and they could get it up, and they can get into it, warm it up, taxi it down the runway, and nobody like takes it out. It's like, come on. But they don't you can't just jump in it and fire one of those things up. They take a minute to warm up, and nobody in the whole place happens to look over and go, "Hey, what the hell are you doing in our jet?" Come on. But it was good. I mean, it was entertaining.
Oh yeah, yeah. The whole
And that's
training time was really good.
my new. I always get the people that like the Lord of the Rings movie. I got a bunch of friends that are always, "Oh, it was terrible. It's so far off the book," and blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, but were you entertained? That's my answer to a good movie. There's good movies like Good Will Hunting, which that's a good movie, And then there's good movies like the Terminator movies or the freaking Transformer movies. They're terrible. They're terrible movies, but they're entertaining.
Yeah.
So it's a good movie. You know what I mean? It's good entertainment.
Yeah.
And I'm all for the, I want to be entertained. I don't necessarily have to be like a big thinker-y great movie. If I'm entertained for the 2 hours, it's worth $8. And that's what I just don't. People bitch about these movies. Oh, it's not like on the book or whatever. They ruined it. All the Marvel movies now. Everyone's like, oh, they got to be this or that or the other. It's like, were you entertained? Was it fun? Did you enjoy yourself? You know, did you not? The only reason you didn't enjoy yourself is because you're overthinking it. Just watch the movie and enjoy yourself.
Had
Is
you
it
not
fun?
had you not read the books or anything, you'd be none the wiser.
Yeah. And I mean, I get it. Like the Lord of the Rings movies, especially the first one, I didn't really like because it was so far off the books. Because I did read the books multiple times and I really liked the books, but I was still entertained. Now, the last one of the Hobbit movies, that was really great special effects. I was sort of entertained, but that was just too far fetched. That's why even just give it a new name and don't make it Lord of the Rings, because that had absolutely nothing to do with the Hobbit book at all. None of the Battle of the Five Armies was in the Hobbit book. Like the whole movie, there was nothing Hobbit in it. The original book had absolutely none of it in there. It was just stupid. But I was still entertained. I mean, it was still an okay movie. It just, that was a little, it's like, just make it a swords and sorcery fantasy movie and don't call it The Hobbit. Because that, it wasn't The Hobbit. But again, I was still entertained. It was still worth watching. All right, I only got one more thing to wax. I got to get that air compressor out of the way. That thing weighs a freaking ton, which is why it hasn't been moved. Because it weighs so darn much.
I've been having the YouTube window open. I just pulled up the Twitch window. I saw Subsector 3D on there, and I'm like, oh, I forgot all about the Twitch window.
Yeah, I only do the. I should be saying that still. I should just stop doing the YouTube and just do Twitch, but more people still like YouTube better, and I kind of do myself, even though I Twitch more than I YouTube. Because I actually get paid from Twitch, but I still like the interface to YouTube's, streaming better. Twitch is kind of twitchy. I mean, the community around Twitch, I think, is a little nicer, but it's based for gamers, which is still a gamers. Even though the crafting thing has gotten more popular, it's still all they care about is gamers. Everyone else is just add-on as far as they're concerned.
Oh, that's probably because gaming is the bulk.
Yeah, that's their focus is gaming. They don't really. The rest of it is just okay. Some people want to do this too. We'll let them. Let's wax this puppy up. This takes forever. I need a power winder for this. Okay. You can't even see me winding. Might as well be entertained. Watch me sweating my ass. It's literally causing me to sweat. Winding this sucker up.
The dog's being all needy right now, wanting attention.
So are you actually staying at your sister's house? Is that what you said?
Yeah, because having the one arm in the sling, I can't drive, and it makes it hard to cook, like eating sandwiches and stuff. But it's just that, and over at the townhouse, out of the pets there's one of the dogs is just like super hyper, always jumping on you and stuff, and it's like, well, the last thing I need is to get tripped up or injured.
Yep.
This dog here, he's just all happy-go-lucky, just likes to get petted and have attention. Although he loves to play fetch, but I can't do much than just kind of like toss something for him to go pick up.
Yeah, no, I get that wholeheartedly.
Matter of fact, he's had a chew toy he's chewed down, and there's just this little sliver of a plastic piece left, but he keeps bringing it to me to throw.
Yeah, we were talking about getting a cat. My mother's like, I want a cat, but nope. And I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, she doesn't walk well. She literally doesn't. She has to lean on something.
Uh-huh.
I literally have like a maze landmine of furniture that goes between like her chair and the bed and the chair in the bathroom because she has to use something to lean against.
Yeah.
She won't use the cane in the house, which is stupid, but whatever. And she's worried like a cat or a small dog or something would get under her feet and trip her up.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, but I'd really like a cat just because, well, for one, I'd like him to chase the freaking mice. I'm actually still thinking about getting one and leaving it out here because this is heated. I heat this space now.
Yeah. Speaking of heat,
they could get in and out of the rest of the garage.
That little Arctic blast thing that moved through. Whew. I made the mistake before surgery. I put two rounds of some diesel into the fuel tank for the furnace, but apparently because it had rained, apparently in my haste to not get wet, I left the cap open, so a little bit of water got in there. So when that Arctic blast came through there, it froze the line.
Yep.
And so I didn't have heat from the furnace during that -35 wind chill blowing through. So I had some space heaters and stuff and just basically kept the place at like around 50 for the night. And then the next day I went to Harbor Freight, got a tarp to throw over the tank and the area around near the deck where the dryer vent is, and just basically made a nice little tent for the dryer vent to just blow hot air to help thaw it. Got a heat gun. Eventually got it back up and running. Had to change the filter.
Yeah,
and purge the line.
But you know how you prevent that? I do it in my cars. I do it in all my like lawn equipment and everything. Anything gas powered.
Mm-hmm.
You put like a tablespoon of rubbing alcohol for every 5 gallons. Just regular every day, 90% rubbing alcohol.
I didn't have any problems until I made the mistake of leaving that fill cap open.
But not only that,
got just enough rainwater in there to
is an anti-gel for the diesel too,
Mm.
and for regular gasoline. I put it in everything, and not a lot. Like, but I fill the car. I literally take the bottle out and I give it like 3 squeezes into my gas tank. I do it with all of my freaking. Because I don't know about you guys, but pretty much everywhere in the country now has a biofuel. Usually like 10% in the winter and 15 or 20% in the summer. If you put that in there, especially lawn equipment that gets run a lot and then not, and you have to leave it. If you put a tablespoon of rubbing alcohol in the tank when you fill the gas tank, it'll never clog your carburetor. It'll never, fall. I shouldn't say never, but through the course of a normal season, it won't gel up. You won't get your jets and your carburetors clogged because the rubbing alcohol will break down the biofuel crap, eco, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
It keeps it liquid. It doesn't gel up. That's another thing. A freaking bunch of my friends keep getting like weed whackers and lawn mowers, and they're like, "Oh, I gotta go get spark plugs and do this and that and the other thing, and the thing won't start and it spits and sputters." And I'm like, take the fuel out, put some rubbing alcohol in the tank. If you got a squeezy pump, it's best. The little button you push to prime it. If you got one of those, prime it up as like 10 buttons. Just leave it. Don't even try starting it. Just leave it. So it gets into the jets and everything and into the tank, and let it overnight. Come back tomorrow, add nice, clean, new, fresh gas, add a tablespoon of rubbing alcohol, give it 2 or 3 pulls, and it'll start. And like 90% of the time, it starts right up. It just cleans the jets out. Rubbing alcohol is like 90% rubbing alcohol. Is the ultimate fuel additive. Like, you buy all these fuel additives, if you ever read the ingredients, it's like 80% rubbing alcohol. That's still wet because it's just pushing it around. This is my last waxy job. I got nothing else to wax. What am I going to do? There's a whole 3 people watching, supposedly.
Depends on what.
I'm probably just going to pop over to Zolan's stream. If he's still streaming. Twitch. Let's see if he's still streaming. He's just goofing off. I need my glasses. I can't see what I'm doing. Because I'm old and blind. This whole glasses thing is very annoying.
Yep.
I had like perfect vision up until about 5-6 years ago, and it's been going downhill rather rapidly ever since. Page unresponsive. What?
How is I not subscribed to Zolan's page?
Are you subscribed to him on
YouTube, but I wasn't on Twitch.
Yeah, no, he's on. I don't even think he does YouTube anymore.
No, but I mean,
I can't.
I wasn't subscribed to his Twitch. I just now subscribed so that way I can follow.
He's still streaming now, isn't he? I can't get. Oh, there it goes. Twitch finally loaded. He must be because I can hear him. You're feeding back through the mic. These are not level. Waxy, slippery. Slippery, waxy. Wow, that is not level. Holy crap, is that off? I'm going to have to do that. Maybe I'll do that right now. This is really high. I wonder why this thing hasn't been working proper. What's he doing? Is he all by himself just yiki-yakking, or has he got people in there with him? You there? I think I lost everything. Oh, no. He's back. Rubbing down the wax, making them slippery. So what's Zolan up to? You there? I think I lost you. I'm not hearing you.
No, I muted my mic, so.
Oh.
Been around a lot. Been kind of missing
What's
you,
he been up to? Is he talking to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to kill it and go over there and watch him.
All right.
Should we raid over?
I will see you over there.
Yeah, I think I'll raid over if I can. Let me. It won't even let me raid. Everything's too slow. Alright, well, everyone go over to Zolan's page. And we'll hang out with him. Laters. And broadcast.